I've actually taken the cover off the outboard, and when you do that, the whole outboard's kind of suspended by this. So yeah, hope I've not broken it. But the pin, I haven't actually got, I left the pin in my workshop, but you'll see here, this is the steering lock sheath, this bit that goes around here, and there's a screw basically that you put in from behind, and that screw the head had just snapped off. So I'm not quite sure how that happened, but I've got another one here that I've just found in my workshop. I don't think this screw is particularly ideal, but it is a bit beefier. It's not stainless steel, so we'll see how it goes. And then what happens is this, let me get the camera up. So this then fits behind there in that hole, so I have to take this off to thread this through. This then locates in the case here, so that case would kind of go on like that. That locates in there, and then the wing nut and the spring and whatnot go on here. Now as you tighten this wing, this should go up to the back of the wing nut, and as you tighten that should then push, you can see, the screw in, which I assume then pushes this out. I'm not quite sure. It must expand that somehow, and that's why that's sort of split. We'll see if we can get it to work. So everything is super greasy here, so I'm going to put my gloves on, and then I'm going to fit this into here and see if we can get it working. This screw is a 5mm longer than the original, so if we need to cut it, we might have to just chop 5mm off the end of it. Well, let's try and get this off. I think I can just get that off. There we go. Oh, we don't want too much things to fall out. I'm just going to pop that on there. Right, so this screw needs to come out of this flat part here. We're going to have to give everything a super duper greasing when we're finished here. There we go. So I think how that works is that goes behind here. Oh, and it just fits. Now we can let's just pop that on here. And then we're going to pop this back over like that. Oh, it has bent it a little. Let's try and... Oh yeah, there you go. So I think that's how that works. Ah, damn. No, that has to go on beneath these two, like this. What? So those go on like that. And then that goes on like that. And you can just tighten that a little bit. Right, so I think that goes... Well, the height of this will be set by where the little panel goes, or the casing goes. Now that goes that way round, and we should put this on, well, I'd say most of the way, because this has got to sort of come tight, I think. We will find out, won't we? So I'm going to put this on really tight like that though. Right, now we need to put these seals back on. So those, oh crikey, which way around do those go? Those must go that way. I think that must go here. Where did the other seal go? Interesting. I've lost one of my seals. So I've lost the other side of that seal. Where the heck did that go? Found it. So it just fallen off over there. Let's just make sure there's no bits on it. Right, so that goes here and closes up around here. Oh, beg your pardon, we've got those here. Oh, the wrong way around, haven't we? They go that way, like that. Oh, right. I think. So those ones go on the top there. This one. No, they don't go like that. They go underneath. I've just been studying the diagram for these and didn't think to look at these bottom seals because they hadn't fallen off. But I think they... do they locate into that hole or not? No, they don't. So... these go, I beg your pardon, on the other side of this, don't they? So those sit here like this. That's why. There we go. This cover plate now, I think, goes on. There we go. So there's that seal there. And then that seal must go up on the other side. Yeah. So... okay, whichever way we put this on, this block here goes on the other side to this block. This then must go that way around. So let's try and locate that screw section in there. That's it. And then these little sleeves. So there's the screw there, and then these little sleeves come down this way. So if I can maybe push this on and then get that wing nut secured, that might work. And then we're just making sure I'm locating that as well. Yeah, this is a lot harder than I thought it would. A lot more fiddly, should I say. So let's try and do that. Okay. And try this again. We've got so much grease in here, I think we're going to be fine. I wonder if there's a special jig or a tool to do this. Right, that's secured. That's in there. What we need to do is, yeah, squeeze that in and try and get this threaded on. And I think that will help us to sort of get this on. There we go. We've got it there. There you go. We've got it. Good. So let's now screw that in. You can feel that now tightening a little bit. I don't have the spring on, but the object of this is it must tighten this band up as you pull it in, and it's the band, it is actually the band, there you go, that keeps this solid and true, not the screw. So I mean, that works fairly well. Oh, seals come out again, bloody thing. Right, that actually works quite well. I think once this is on, we can actually probably cut the screw a little bit here with my Dremel. So now we need to get the other side of this on. So we've done it. That was hard. But once you knew how to do it, it was okay. So it's actually working, even with this slightly longer bolt. You can see, oh, there you go, it won't move now. And if you do that, it'll move. So it is working, brilliant. Everything's in. This was a little bit bent as it went on. So that means this thing here is a little bit loose. Oh, there you go, there we go. That's okay now. and the housing's on properly. The trick was the little collar that tightens this up. There's a little notch, and the notch needs to go in here, otherwise nothing will go on. So the trick was to leave the big seal at the top here off. You can then work that into the notch with a screwdriver around here. This is already on. Get the notch in there, and then you just sort of feed the rubber round all the way round, and then it locates on, and you know, you've got like literally a few mil between here. So that was the trick. Had I known that, it would have taken me 10 minutes. As it happens, it took me about an hour. Learning is a priceless exercise. So that's one outboard ready to rock and roll. Now, I got this from a place called Cambridge Outboards. They're quite helpful. And they've sort of said to me, they've kind of realised that the wing nut part is not what I wanted. It is actually the bit inside. But I've told them not to buy that. But we are going to get a steering lock kit. From what I can tell from the picture, that looks like something that kind of attaches somewhere and then locks around this. So rather than doing it inside like this does, it must click around here or something. I don't know. Maybe it clicks around this and goes up there. But, you know, I have told them I need it to be... Ideally, you click it on and click it off. Because we still need to use the steering on the motor when we get close into beaches, things like that, you know, because the motor's substantially higher than the rudder. But here we go. That motor is back to how it was. The only thing I would say is the screw that's inside here is not stainless steel. So I don't know. It might, if the other one, I'm told the other one was stainless steel, but it wasn't, because it was corroding like crazy. So I don't know. It wasn't the right stainless steel. If it breaks, it breaks. We're back to square one. If it doesn't break, it doesn't break. We'll just have to make sure we keep this little bit here greased up and whatnot. You know, it's not going to damage the motor if it breaks. So there we go. One outboard fixed. Here's the bolt that was in the Mariner engine, and you can see, I think it's this side. It just sheared, look, just snapped there, and there's the head of it. Was it maybe that side there? Yeah, there we go. So that sort of was there. Yeah, just snapped. So either they snap because the force is on them, just snap them, or this was a faulty bolt. It doesn't look like it was faulty, but I don't know. Yeah, very rare to see that without some sort of torsion or twisting of the bolt. But there we go. Hopefully the new one's gonna work at least for a while, and at least now we know how to get rid of these when we need to anyway, or swap them over when we need to.